Hello there guys, this is CraftGame47 and I'm playing Kerbal Space Program. One of my top 10 games this is. Reason why? Explosions. Yeah. This is an awesome space game which you should definitely buy. I've put about 200 hours into it and I've never made it any further than the moon. But I mean, it's amazing from just how awesome the physics are in this game and things like that, and you get to control these little green guys who are very small actually. But yeah, we're just gonna start a new game and we're gonna turn this into a let's play, and I think it'll be really fun. So I'm just literally just gonna call it YouTube. Capital T and Tube. There is no career mode at the moment, there's only sandbox mode, so yeah, when a career comes out then I'll definitely do a career let's play, and I also want to do a modded let's play where I just use mods, or like mods plus the game. So yeah, this is the space plane hangar where you can build planes to fly into space or crash over there if you don't get off this runway here. And I can see there's little lines and there's little dots on the thumbnail. What's on there? What are they? Graphical glitches maybe? I don't know. This is your astronaut complex. This is where you get to choose your astronauts, and this is where the best astronauts such as Jebediah Kerbin are created. So yeah, let's just go back. This is the vehicle assembly building where you can build ships to fly into space and put into orbit and go to other planets and things like that. And this is where you launch them off, here at the launch pad. This is a completely useless building that has no purpose at this moment. This is your tracking station where you can switch to other ships and look at the universe, to, well, the galaxy and solar system even, to see, these are all the planets that we can go to. Elu, it doesn't have any moons, it's like really small, and here's where you can see the information about it. It has very little gravity, so that is something that I would love to go to and land on, really. So I'm going to try and get to there one day, but you will need some serious amount of rocket fuel to get into there, and possibly a space station. However, I cannot dock. Yeah, I'm not very good at docking at all, so I probably will not be doing any docking, but enough of docking. Today we're going to try and get something into orbit and return it at KSC, the Kerbal Space Center, which is there. So we're just going to go back, and we're going to build a fancy ship, not a very fancy ship, just a tiny ship to get into space and return, hopefully safely. We're going to have a pod. These are different like categories of things that you can use. You've got pods which control, are basically where your people are, and your drone controls are. You have propulsion, which is your fuel and your rocket and your engines and your RCS and things like that. Control, how you can control your ship's structure, how you can make your ships bigger and better, and decouplable and things like that. We'll get into that. Aerodynamics, where you can have wings and nose cones and intake air. Utilities have lots of different things. They have power, batteries, solar panels, docking, parachutes, lights, landing gear, wheels, ladders, parachutes. Yeah, I've said all those. Science, nothing really important in here. We probably won't be using this at all. So we probably will if we want to make a satellite, which will probably be in the next episode, hopefully. Look at me thinking ahead. So we're going to start off with a pod, and we're going to just make something that can go into orbit and return. So we'll go propulsion. We're going to use some small fuel. Wait, before we do this, I've done this before. I'm going to go onto a decoupler, which is this thing here. this thing here, which will decouple the bottom from the pod. You're going to want to go on the utilities, and you're going to put a parachute on the top of the pod so that you can like parachute down. And put a inline advanced stabilizer. Can't really read very well, so yeah, that'll control the ship. And we're going to put some fuel on this, and we're only going to want a small engine because when you're in space you don't really need that much power. And you're going to want to go to structural, we're going to want a decoupler again, and we're going to go propulsion, one of these which is essentially just double the size of that. It has the exact double fuel. And we're going to want something powerful, which is this engine. There's a difference between this engine and this engine. This one has more power and bad control. This one has less power and more control, basically. Sorry, this has less. What I said. This has. Yeah, I think I said it right. So we're going to want to put another decoupler right there. This is your staging on the right. You're going to want to try and sort this out as much as possible, because if you do this wrong, then your mission could end up being a failure. When you are in space, you can also just switch these things around, but like if you wanted to save something, then you kind of just do that. So I'm going to go propulsion, more fuel. And we're going to want something that can stable us on our way up there. We're going to want to go structure. Some of these radio decouplers which will basically attach things on the side, and then we'll fling them off, and we're going to put some solid fuel on there. There's two different solid fuels. There's this one which is small and goes to the max power of 250 meters a second, and there's this one that goes 350 meters a second. We could use those instead, actually, because they hold more fuel and will get us further into space. So I guess we'll just do that. Let's actually just grab this and move it up to about there, so they are level. Now I'm going to try and sort this out, which we want those to go there, those to go there, that to go to there, and then I think that's it. So we're going to save it as the orbiter 1. I'm going to save it, and then you're going to want to launch it. So I'm going to come out onto the launch stage here, and just going to press T to activate the control, the SAS. I'm going to want to press Shift to throttle up, and then space on the stage. Some structure. It seems okay, let's revert the flight to the vehicle assembly building, and we can see what the problem was. I think it might have been a bit too low, so to do that, to fix it, we can just get some of these, which are the launch stabilizer things. Put 4 of those on the bottom of there, then grab that, drag it, and bring it right down to about there. I think that's alright. We're just going to add a bit of struts onto there to make sure that we stay attached to the ship, I guess. And, there we go. And then we'll launch, and then hopefully we shall get into space and return, hopefully. So yeah, next episode I think we'll put a satellite into orbit as well, thinking ahead of course. Might not, but yeah. So I didn't sort out my staging, but I just got to put that to there, something like that. Now you're going to want to throttle up to about 2/3, simply because you're not really going to use your throttle at the moment, because you got these to lift you off. and this is just to try and keep you stable. Once again, you press T to activate your SAS, and you press space to start the next stage. Top right, you can check out the resources, solid fuel, which is these also. If you cannot control that, you cannot stop the throttle. Change the power of the throttle. That's great. But they are good because they're very strong and powerful, so they can push things into the space. Oxidizer, which is just fuel, so so we'll start the turning over, and to about there, I think, that'll do, and throttle to max power. Okay, so we're going up to max power, and we're going to hopefully get into space. That's the moon over there. You can see little sparkles coming up from there. That's an Easter egg. Like where there's sparkles on the planets, then there's Easter eggs, or even moons, there's Easter eggs. There's no Easter eggs even on the sun, which doesn't seem to be here. There's a sun. It's right above us. Aha, there it is. Lens flare. Oh, I've just noticed we have run out of fuel, so we press space again to stage. So I keep going. If you press M, it brings you into the map view. And I've just sneezed, so sorry about that, just had to mute the mic. Yeah, I have got a cold at the moment, so I'm not really exactly in the best of ways. But yeah, now we're going to get this, which is our your periapse, which will no, Apple apps, sorry, Apple apps, which is the highest point of your orbit. When you get to about 70, you can stop it, or you can keep going until you reach 100, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to press the stop button. Press X, it cancels your throttle, and 100. There we go. And we've still got a bit of fuel left, so now we're going to want to add a maneuver a little bit before you come up to the Apple apps, and we're going to want to try and get those two on a okay-ish orbit. You can use the blue one to kind of change it a little bit. I'm going to change it so it's like that. No, that's not right. Bring that in a bit more. 191. Try and get a perfect 100 orbit. That'll do. That'll do. That's alright. And now, if you look on the nav ball, it's come up with a blue marker. That's where you have to be for the burn. So if you just lock on there, and it says we need to burn for 35 seconds in 1 minute. So if you press the full stop button, it'll activate time warp, so your ship, so you basically travel faster. And there we go. Now throttled up and powering. So I'm going to try and wait until this blue one, which is our orbit. I'm going to try and wait until that goes into a circle around the planet, and then we are definitely in an orbit then. And I think, yeah, I've just run out of power. So we'll activate this small engine, which isn't too bad because it's quite powerful. Even though it's quite small, it's quite powerful. I don't know what the thing is. I think it's like maybe 100 or something like that. 100 meters a second it can go up to. You can also right click on it to see, so it's outputting 50 thrust. Okay, so but yeah, it doesn't use fuel as fast as all of the other ones because it's small, so it's always good to use them. And now we have an orbit. We're going to wait until that goes to there, and like that. So it's at 59. I'm going to make it go a bit more out. that'll do. So now we're going to time warp around until we get to about this side, which is the daytime side of thingy here. Daytime, and then we'll take a little spacewalk, and we'll get back in, and then we'll land at KSC. KSC stands for Kerbal Space Center, so if you didn't know that, then there you go. And as we're coming up to daytime, about there. That's a crater from an asteroid hitting. That's somewhere where I have not been yet, and we're going to go there eventually soon. I might do it in like a separate video, and I'm getting Skyped. Are you kidding me? I'll take a look at that after. No, what we're going to want to point, I'm going to just point retrograde just in case. Retrograde is the opposite way to where you are. You want to EVA him to get him out, and just press space to let go, and now we are floating in space. Yay! Oh no, we're going to drift away. Don't worry, press R and it releases your jetpack. It's not really a jetpack, it's just pack fuel. And you can use the WASD, E and Q to kind of control him. You press shift and control to go up and down. And we're going to take a nice little spacewalk around this guy. And yeah. Try and get a snapshot. So the guy doesn't want to be snapshotted. Oh, okay. I can do this, 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 I can do this. Where am I going? It's going this way. Go down, up, up, turn around. Look at his little face. Alright. And press F1 to take a snapshot. And then we can come back. Use the middle mouse button to change that camera, by the way, if you didn't know. We'll get back in, press F to board, and we're back in our ship. So, let's see, where are we? We've got to go to there. So we're going to time warp by pressing full stop until we get to a reasonable spot. Also known as about there-ish there. That'll do. So now we're going to want to point north to try and bring, oh, not north, retrograde even, for a little bit, which is the opposite way. It's the one that kind of looks like a Y, an upside down Y. I'm just going to throttle up to bring our orbit down, and now we do not have an orbit, so we will definitely crash into the ground even if we run out of fuel, which we will eventually, but not yet. So yeah, moon's in a good spot at the moment, probably enter that probably the 4th episode really, I don't know. Planning ahead already. It's good to plan ahead in some things such as Kerbal Space Program, because there's so much things you can do and things like that, so also in future episodes, what I will do is I'll build the ships off camera, test them, and then show you guys me like launching them and things like that. So build them off camera, and then show you guys the launch and getting there, because I take my time. I really do take my time quite a lot with creating ships. Because there's so much things like that can go wrong if you don't do it right. So yeah, just going that way, down, right down, right down. Wait, what am I doing? Oh wait, retro. There we go. Things all wrong, goodness. And right now KSC will be right underneath us. Yep. So now we're going to try and get to there, and we're quite high up still, so we might end up missing it. We could end up landing on this island, but we are running out of fuel very soon, so I might have left it a little bit too late to come back, but you never know. You never know. Yeah, I think we've definitely overshot this. We could try and land on the island there. If I went this way. And no, we've run out. So now we will stage that, so that'll float away and bye-bye, yes, bye. And now we will plummet towards the ground. Take SAS on so it stops that shaking. And turn SAS back on to stop us manoeuvring. So easy to control these things are now. So yeah, we will plummet towards the ground. And well, yeah, just plummet towards the ground really. I'm in time warp, which is why everything's happening really weirdly. And I'm doing it myself. I can easily stop it by just pressing T. And there's the re-entry effects. These can burn things off and break things eventually if you go at really high speeds, kind of like what we was, but it's rare that it would happen really. So parachute opens 500 meters off the surface of the ground underneath you, so at this case it will happen exactly 500 because it's sea level, but I don't really want to have to sit in the air for years waiting for us to hit the ground, so I'm just going to open it now, and there we go. Nice little thing there, so now he is lost at sea, and yeah, we could probably, I don't know, I could revert the flight so we get the Great Jebediah back, 48 kilometers away from KSC, so they're gonna have to send a boat to come and get us, I guess. I don't know, but I think that that's it for the end of this episode, guys. Good old Jeb will sit in this Landacan and dream about his amazing space mission that he just had, and we'll get dizzy, and yeah. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Leave a comment on what you think, or any tips or anything like that. Give the video a like and subscribe for more, and check out my channel because I'm going to start doing loads of different things over the next few weeks. So I've got some good ideas for some cool videos, and I guess goodbye.